Welcome to Strip Talking, a podcast from stripwalking.com.
I don't understand this Whopper situation.
I did not eat tuna in college, despite my best efforts.
A branch of the Branch Davidians, David Cornish.
It's what brings fun to Vegas, math.
Usually that's one of the things that really comes naturally to you is insulting me.
All right, Geoff, you're the podcast expert.
Spider pig, spider pig.
Nobody's going to care. Mom's not going to care. She's glad I'm hydrating.
Don't put words in his mouth. Put monster burgers in his mouth.
We can still be friends.
I don't think so.
I don't know that I'll respect you as much.
I don't know that we can respect him at all.
Take your ketchup meat back.
In this episode, a Nebraska kid derails a train on purpose. Why is there a lack of interest in the Olympics? The Mirage finally closes. Southwest is going to assign seating, and the guys discuss their least favorite Vegas shows.
Here are your hosts, and maybe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Strip Talking Podcast, brought to you by stripwalking.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jay. As you know, I've got Geoff with a G here tonight. Geoff, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jay. How are you?
Pretty good as things go. Summer's over, but not over. And of course, we have Mike here as well. No special guests tonight, just the Fab Three. Back to our roots.
The fabulous trio.
I'm just super excited that you both have agreed to spend the entire podcast talking about the Chevelle concert.
Okay. I think we can dedicate a little time to it.
Did we agree on that?
I'm pretty sure you did.
How much time did we agree to devote to this? Do you remember, Jay?
Entire podcast is what
What's an appropriate amount of time? Maybe 5-7 minutes?
I think that's fair. How long can Mike talk? Because neither one of us was there.
So a minute then?
So, yes, let's talk Chevelle concert then.
I wasn't really wanting to talk about it that much, but it was fantastic. They played the red and lit the stage up red. So it's pretty much all you could ask for.
Memorable.
My daughter and I went, and we were about 3 rows.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was your daughter's first concert, like big time concert.
She liked it.
So tell us, Mike, where was the concert at?
It was in Omaha.
At what was the venue?
Steelhouse is the name of the venue. It's a newer venue in downtown Omaha. And we were, there was actually also a concert going on at CHI the same night, starting at the same time. Those guys that play that one song.
AJR.
Which, ironically, their one song is the videos set around a craps table. So that's perfect.
Bang is the name of the song.
Bang, yes. I can never remember that. I think I could remember Bang.
You would think so.
It would make for a more interesting podcast if you could have remembered that, yeah.
Does anybody find it funny that we have spent more time talking about the AJR concert that Mike did not go to on the same night as we have the Chevelle concert?
I mean, I could tell you the songs they played and you wouldn't know any of them. I could list the guitars he used and that wouldn't mean anything to you.
I did see some pictures and it looked pretty sweet.
You should have went. I mean, it would have been awesome.
Was your daughter mad that she wasn't at the other concert?
Yes.
That's too bad.
100%. Until she went.
Yeah, totally. Once you get into it, yeah, it has to be amazing.
Good show. Chevelle, very underrated. Check them out if they come to your town.
I'm glad the Chevelle show was worth it. I've seen them once. It was a long time ago. It is a very good show. Very good show and worth going.
And that was about 8 albums ago.
Yeah, at least. It might be more than that. Well, let's move on to some big news in our home state of Nebraska. Some train derailing.
Accidental, air quotes.
Yeah.
Very fishy. Kid in Nebraska videos trains, puts them on YouTube, TikTok, whatever.
Railfans.
I
was not familiar with this subculture.
Wonder if there's an OnlyRailFans. There might be an OnlyRailFans. Like
I guarantee there is.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a more obscure, but it exists. Guaranteed.
Side note, do you ever get on Twitter the ads for OnlyFans that are like, they're pushing like a comedian or something like that? Am I the only one that sees those?
No, I do not. I think that they must be targeted to people that have OnlyFans memberships.
Well, that's probably true. But it cracks me up. They're like seriously trying to push something other than porn when that's what they're known for.
Yeah.
Just lean into it. You are what you are.
So anyway, this gentleman, this young individual on Railfans, is that what it's called? Railfans?
Rail fans are just basically aviation geeks of the railroad world.
Just watch videos of trains driving by.
Yes. And so what did this explain the whole video, since most people outside of Nebraska have probably never seen this? What did he do?
I think it's kind of gone viral, but yes, for people that haven't seen it, this nitwit in I don't remember the little town in Nebraska decided he was going to become YouTube famous, which he did for all the wrong reasons. But some of these rail fans have posted videos where they figured out how to flip the switches on the train tracks, where you can change which direction the train goes.
And you'd think that would be a bit more of a secure process.
So the video I watched wasn't actually the original video. It was like a guy going off on this idiot. And that was one of the things that he pointed out was these things, for as important as they are, really aren't very secure.
Isn't that kind of scary?
It's very scary.
Yeah. So one little idiot in Nebraska, 17-year-old, I think he is, derailed a freaking freight train. And he initially uploaded the video like he was just standing there videoing the train, and this happened.
Haphazardly.
He didn't flip the switch to make it happen. It's kind of funny. Since nobody got hurt, it's, you can kind of laugh at it. But just the stupidity of this kid to think that nobody was going to catch on. That
Nobody got hurt, but how many millions of dollars did that cause in damage? That had to have. Those derailments are not cheap to clean up.
And he is getting prosecuted as an adult, which I applaud.
I do too. He should.
I'm not condoning it. I think it's kind of funny, though.
I'm not condoning, but I'm going to laugh.
I think stupid people are funny, Geoff. That's why I think you're funny sometimes.
It's
That's
fair.
not nice. I'm sorry, Geoff.
It's okay.
I take that back.
No, you don't. Own it.
Let's hug it out. Let's hug it out.
Long distance hugging it out.
No, I will admit, I have a buddy, his dad is a rail fan.
Really?
Even in our hometown here, there's like live cameras set up downtown on the tracks, right? So he's older guy, retired, sits there all day, just waits for trains, and then names what the cars are and stuff like that, what the locomotives are, what they're hauling. No one's listening, but he's yelling it out. Some people like things, and that's his thing, I guess. So power to him.
Airplanes are way cooler.
Yes. So for those that don't know, Mike is a bit of an aviation nerd, or what would that be called? Avifan? Avifan?
They're AV geeks.
Av geeks. Okay.
We prefer AV geeks. So were you familiar with Railfan before you watched this video? The term?
Beyond my friend's dad, that is obviously the term. No, not at all.
Does he call himself a Railfan?
I've never asked. I've been forced to listen to what all the locomotives are as they drive by, but I've never inquired about any more detail. I'm tempted to not bring it up.
Well, we'll post the video on our podcast page of this derailment. It's right next to like an elevator. It hops the track and hits a parked grain car or something.
Yeah.
Coal car.
Yeah.
It definitely could have hurt engineers, but I don't believe it did.
It could have been much, much worse. Much, much worse.
But it is crazy how easy it was for that kid to do that much destruction.
Well, and what people do for views these days, I mean, it speaks to the larger culture, I guess, of the world, but that's a topic for a different show, I suppose.
Yeah. He should just pull out his penis like everybody else.
Yeah, he can make way more money, I've heard.
Depends on his penis.
Good point. Great point. Okay, what else is going on? Olympics. It's Olympic time. Do you have Olympic fever?
Really haven't got into it this year.
Me neither. Can't say I've even watched one little bit of it.
If I were to do a summer Olympic event, I'd probably be a long jumper. I've decided. I think I could long jump.
I don't think you could.
I could do it. If it was Winter Olympics, it'd be curling, but Summer Olympics, I'd be a long jumper.
Curling, I think you could definitely do. I don't think you could long jump.
Or maybe the shooting sports. That doesn't seem like it takes much preparation.
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I saw all the people talking about it on Twitter, the 100 meters last night,
Yeah.
like the photo finish thing.
Finish super close. It was pretty awesome.
Well, all of them were within like a fraction of a second of each other.
Yeah. Like half or like a quarter of the time it takes you to blink your eyes. That's how close they were. Just freaking amazing. Interesting point I heard today. So Carl Lewis, like he was the fastest man alive back when we were younger, I guess. The guy that got last in the race last night got like exactly Carl Lewis's fastest time ever when he was world record holder. It's just crazy. And that hasn't been that long ago. I mean, we're old, but
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Joe.
You're
it's
right.
Been a while.
Good point.
I thought you were going to refer to the event where the pole vaulter knocked the pole off with his manhood. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
What? No, I did not.
You did not. As he's coming down on the other side of the pole, he catches his ball sack on it and drops the pole off of the. It's pretty obvious too. There's no doubting what caught it.
He was vaulting with 2 poles that day.
He's gonna get an OnlyFans deal then.
Definitely. That's the meme I saw. It was like, is it worth not getting into the Olympic finals if the entire world knows how big your dick is?
I think I did see something on Twitter about it, but I didn't know what they were talking about.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I had to stop pole vaulting in high school.
I can see that. Olympics aren't what I remember them as a kid, and I don't know, maybe they were. I don't know if they're different or too commercialized or something now, but it just doesn't seem the same.
I don't know. You'd think it would be better because you can watch about anything you want.
Totally.
There's so many different channels that have it on, but
yeah, I don't either.
A little follow up. Also, I didn't get Masters tickets again for the. Is it 12th year in a row now? Been shut out.
Okay, lucky 13 maybe then next year.
I was reading a Reddit thread to see do people actually even win it, and it sounds like yes, there are some people that actually win it. Some people claim they've won it within a couple years. Others say they've been doing it for a decade or more like me and never won it. So I don't know.
Keep trying.
But you've been doing it every year for how long did you say?
Since I went to the practice rounds in 2012 and realized that's how you get them.
I would imagine you're not alone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's obviously a lot of applicants.
When you don't win, do you get some sort of rejection email or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
It's a quick. I applied in June or whenever we talked about it, and you get the email like a month later.
Okay.
It's a quick rejection.
I'm pretty used to those.
Well, keep trying for the Masters tickets. It's your Olympic dream, even though it's not the Olympics.
I don't know why after we talked about it, you guys didn't apply. It's like 3 minutes. It's just an online thing. You enter your email and your address and you're done.
I think it's probably because I don't want to go. No.
So you could sell them.
Oh, you can sell them?
I believe so.
I didn't know this. I'd be all for selling them.
Couldn't.
No, I would go. I shouldn't say that. I would go. It would be pretty sweet.
You would go.
I would go. It would be awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no bigger event in the golf world for sure.
You might even like the pimento cheese sandwiches. Which
I'd love
nasty.
them. I'd love them. You have to love them. Do they let you try on the green jacket?
Yes.
Okay.
They let you wear it around if you want.
Yeah. I'd bring my own. Like, why not? You can buy one. You can buy one of them. Just show up with one.
That's kind of a brilliant idea. Souvenir green jackets.
Yeah. Stand behind the 7th green just in a green jacket. Like, why not?
Just make it like a not quite the same shade of green or something.
Right. Yeah, not like trademark infringing, but green enough that people know. People know you know what you're doing. I might just do that. There is a dress code, I assume.
Probably. I don't really remember now. I don't think it's overly restrictive.
Okay.
But
okay.
Probably not wearing your OnlyFans gear.
Right. True. It's commercial enough without more advertising.
I opened a new credit card last week. Got the Ink Preferred. Well, it's on my wife's account, I think, actually, but
Okay.
I believe we discussed that a couple episodes ago that you were going to get,
We did.
and you never got it.
I have not. No, I do have some large bills coming up that may fit into a nice sign-up bonus, but I have not started.
Never stop bonusing.
In SB, never stop bonusing.
Exactly.
Yep, that should be a t-shirt. No, I have not. I should get that done because these bills are coming quick.
Yeah. Going to Orlando in a week.
In a
Back
week?
to Universal.
That came fast. Okay.
Less than a week. This Saturday.
Holy cow. So the whole family?
It'll probably be like last Saturday by the time this podcast gets released. But
sure.
Yes.
It's like we're time travelers. The whole family trying to beat the back to school days, I assume.
Yes. My daughters kind of don't like to miss school, which I don't understand at all.
Do not argue with that mindset from your children. Be happy about it.
They don't mind missing school when they fake being sick,
but not to do something the dad says so. Yeah.
But we are pass holders, so we're basically the diamond status of the Universal Resorts world.
And that expires at the end of the year, I assume.
That's a calendar year from when we got it, which was
from when you got it.
April, I think.
Okay, so you could maybe slip one in next year too.
I expect to get 2 more in.
2 more. Okay.
2 more. That's my goal after this one.
And this may be a rookie question, but at some point, haven't you seen it all?
Well, it's rides. You know which ride you want to ride. I think it gets better because you know what you want to do.
Yeah, true.
And you can kind of zero out on the shit you haven't seen or haven't done.
Right. Okay.
Quirky little areas of the park. And you don't feel like you have to get it all in one trip.
Yeah. That's worth a lot right there, actually. Not trying to rush around just to say you've seen it all.
And it seems like this trip we might not get shit in because that hurricane's going to be rolling in.
Yeah, a little stormy. Good point.
It'll be cleared out, but it's still probably be pretty rainy. I looked at the forecast and every day is forecasted to have some rain.
Okay.
But that's kind of just Florida
It's
too.
Florida, right? Correct. But you'll miss the brunt of it, right?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to hit today or tomorrow. Is that right?
Seems like it.
And Orlando's not right on the coast either, obviously. So it's just rain is all they get.
True.
A lot of rain, but what's the worst that could happen? We just do. It's really, knock on wood, we've had a lot of luck going to Florida where it's rained a few times, but nothing prolonged.
Good.
So I really don't have any idea what rides stay open and what close, but there's a few roller coaster things that are kind of inside. So I would think that those would be able to stay open.
You would think so. I mean, it's obviously something they've been through many times, so they have to have plans for that.
Yeah, and I don't think they close very often, even in hurricanes.
Right.
I was talking with somebody the other day. If you just stopped eating, how was it you? Maybe it was you.
It was me.
How long before you die?
Right. I looked it up. There's many factors, including body.
It's like 7 to 10 days.
Body composition, lifestyle, how much activity you go through in those days. But yeah, 7, 10, somewhere in there.
Okay. But I say that's an extreme case where you're on a deserted island or something.
Right.
A desert island, as I called it in the other episode. How long, though, do you think you could go?
Could I personally go?
Yes. Liquid only. So water, we'll allow water and
beer.
Mountain Dew Zero, because that's what I think a lot of. And fine, you can have beer.
I can have beer. Okay.
I kind of want to have a competition between you and I.
Well, I feel that I would have you beat.
I don't think either of us are making it past 2 days.
Well, I've done the whole intermittent fasting thing, which is just, starving yourself for fat people, right?
And then jamming yourself full of food when you're allowed to eat. Yes, I get it.
It's a valid diet plan. It's very dependent on your lifestyle, how much you exert yourself, and your, in essence, body fat percentage, right? I never exert myself. I don't do shit. And my body fat percentage is considerably higher than yours. So I think I would win.
I don't think any of those statements are true. I don't think I do any more than you do as far as physical activity.
Do you leave the house?
Pretty freaking fat.
Do you
Rarely.
ever leave your house?
That's true.
Then you're beating me. You're already ahead of me.
That's a fair point.
So then it becomes, for me and you, more of a mental willpower game more than a...
Right.
Right.
Oh, for sure. That's why the whole starving yourself till you die, that's an extreme case where you're
Right.
obviously going to end up in a bad situation somewhere. This is just you and I seeing we can eat whenever we want.
Right.
How long can we go
Gotcha.
without eating? And, hey, we might lose a couple pounds, which could never hurt. Of course, we'll gain twice that much back when we stuff ourselves,
When somebody
give
loses. Yeah.
And, of course, we'll have to be on the honor system. It's not like we can monitor each other 24/7.
No, true.
I think it's a good challenge, though.
It would be tough. When I did intermittent fasting, which did work very well for me weight loss wise, I would fast 20 hours and then eat for 4. And if you get into that habit, you don't eat a lot during that 4 hours because, I don't know, your stomach shrinks up or, whatever. It works very well.
What 4 hours do you eat?
5 to 9 p.m. is what I chose. You can totally pick. In that sort of diet, you can totally pick your own schedule. But
I mean, I think I invented that. I just didn't call it that. For years, I haven't been eating breakfast or lunch.
no, I never really have either. And that's why I think that intermittent fasting was easier for me than it is for a lot of people, is because came pretty natural. But even eating a little bit every day is considerably different than nothing 4 days at a time.
What's really working against me is where I work, they set out snacks, free snacks.
Gotcha. Oh, they're free. Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm a sucker for free stuff.
I mean, we're talking like full M&M's bags, Little Debbie snack cakes. Yeah. So this is definitely harder for me.
That would be tough.
We should probably just set some snacks out at your house just to make it even.
There's plenty of snacks in my house. Not a concern. And honestly, with school starting, my kids will be gone. My wife will be gone. She's a teacher. So I'll have the house more to myself for a good portion of the day. That makes it easier because I am the cook of the family. So I end up cooking for everybody.
If you're cooking, there's no taking a little taste.
I know that's
Not a morsel of food.
That's going to be troublesome also.
Beer, water, Mountain Dew Zero.
I appreciate you letting beer in there. Because honestly, if I'm to break down my caloric intake per day, beer is right up there. That kind of puts me at an advantage. Plus, my already existing body fat percentage is quite high.
I don't know. Isn't there some science then that your body wants to maintain that body fat percentage?
God, I hope not. Because if that's true, then why would I ever diet again? It's a losing battle.
Why would you ever diet in the first place?
No, that's true. Who do I have to impress? I mean, other than my wife and the general public.
But seriously, I don't think... How long is either of us going to make it? 2 days?
4 hours?
Maybe.
Oh, 2 days? Yeah, maybe.
2 days at best?
I think I could honestly go 2 days, yes. I would put money on 2 days.
So maybe we just bet on how long we can make it.
Okay, and then just keep upping the days.
Okay, maybe we bid on it, and the high bidder has to do it. But there's some sort of prize. And if you lose, there's some sort of punishment. Geoff, do you condone this?
No. As a healthcare professional, I can't say that I do.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Let's start with a day. Let's prove to ourselves we can do a day.
Oh, no, I'm only doing this once. Then I'm going to eat like 30 bags of Long John Silvers.
Holy moly. That'd be a challenge in and of itself.
Let's just do it. We'll start it, and then first person to eat loses.
All right, when we starting? I can really have beer?
Yeah.
That seems unfair.
You get beer. I get any form of zero soda.
Oh, yeah, you can have all that you want.
I have a pretty big stash at work to wash down all those free snacks.
Right, that you can't eat anymore.
We'll wait till I get back from my trip.
Yeah, you can't start before your trip. That's true. Okay, let me know when you're back.
If we started right now and it went into my trip, we'd be getting pretty close to dying, right?
Definitely. But you don't want to be weak and frail for your trip.
We should probably talk something about Vegas during this podcast, right? I know it's a little bit past what had happened, but the Mirage is officially done now. Anybody sad about that?
I had some good times in the Mirage, I'm not going to lie. Like one or two.
Yeah.
1 or 2 afternoons sort of thing.
It's been kind of this lame duck place for so long. I'm kind of over it now. Rebuild it and make it cool again. Let's be done with it.
I honestly can't say that I was like, I don't have a ton of memories of the inside of the Mirage. You know, obviously the volcano was one of the first free shows I saw on the Strip, so that makes me kind of sad. And I do know the significance of what the Mirage meant to what current Las Vegas is. You know, I don't know if that can be understated, but I also agree with you, Mike, in the sense that, you know, we've been to Vegas lots of times, and I wouldn't say that the Mirage is one of them that I was just like, oh, I've got to get there every time. Been in it a couple times recently just because we knew it was going to go away. I wish I had gone to the Cirque du Soleil show in there at least one time. But what you going to do? Let's bring on the guitar shaped hotel. I think it's going to be cool.
When did they announce that the Mirage had been sold? Probably 3-4 years ago? Was it longer than that?
At least 2.
Not that long. It just seems like it was so long ago. And from that point on, I've been waiting for it to not be the Mirage. That they're just gonna finally just shut it down and build their guitar and get it going again.
Did you see that the casino footprint is going to almost double? It's going to be huge, because I believe underneath where the guitar hotel part is going to be all new casino floor, plus they're remodeling the existing casino floor. I think it's going to be enormous.
Well, it's going to be down for what, 3 years? 2-3 years?
3 years, I think 2027.
So they're gonna do some serious work.
Yeah,
it's going to be down almost as long as it's been a lame duck hotel. Probably longer.
It's pretty prime real estate right there, though. I mean, I think they'll come out better.
I think those rooms in the guitar hotel, just think of the views you're going to have no matter which direction you're looking, especially if you have a room looking south. I mean, you're going to be looking right over the top of the fountains. You're going to be looking at Cosmo. You're going to be looking hard at the Strip. And even on the other side, you're going to see the North End plus downtown. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty spectacular, actually.
It'll be cool. I definitely agree.
Who's going to own the new one?
Hard Rock.
Oh, okay.
It's Hard Rock, but isn't that owned by the Seminole tribe, I think? I think that's who owns it, because they have the one in Florida as well.
Don't care.
So another bit of Vegas news. I don't know if you saw this from this last weekend. Did you see that there was a fight at Red Rock Casino where there was a stabbing, and was there a couple I don't know if it was a shooting, 2 shootings and a stabbing or something like that, but 3 people in the middle of the night ended up in the emergency room or in the hospital, and 2 of them were in critical condition, I think, if I saw.
And they were employees, right?
The employees were stabbed, and the stabber was shot. That's the way I heard it.
Okay, yeah. I don't think of Red Rock as a place where I'm really going to find that type of an element, though. You know, it's supposed to be, as far as one of the off-strip casinos, one of the nicer ones.
Sure.
What? There's fucking losers at every casino.
Good point.
Look how many times we've been to the Wynn.
And they still let us in.
Yep. That shit can happen anywhere.
It can. Yeah, it can.
Not just in Las Vegas.
No, any city.
And
Any
it does.
town, any place, not just casinos.
Also, there was that lithium battery truck fire a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that caused quite a stir, didn't it?
What I find fascinating about that is people were stuck in traffic long enough to run out of gas. They're there like days.
In the middle of the desert.
And I've never driven from LA to Vegas. My understanding is that's like the only road, and there's just nothing there but that road, right? So if you get a big traffic jam, there's nowhere to go. You're just stuck.
Yeah, and that seems foreign to us living out here in the middle of nowhere because we would just drive across the median and go the other way, right? But
Well, we have a network of roads at least.
true, some other place to be, yeah, but different out there.
But how many days did that truck burn?
There's quite a few.
Yeah, several. Those are nasty when they burn too. Like you can't really do anything about it. You can't spray water on it. You can't. I mean,
Thanks a lot, Elon.
nasty. My brother just bought one of the new all-electric Mustangs. It is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Side note.
I've never driven in an electric vehicle.
They go very fast.
Probably accelerate rather quickly.
Yeah. 0 to 80 in 3 seconds something.
What color is the Mustang?
It's kind of a gray blue, darker grayish blue. Looks pretty cool.
Understated.
We took it clear to Denver. It's tough between here and there. If you stay on the interstate, it's pretty easy to find charging stations, but get off the interstate at all out here, you're screwed.
How far can you make it?
I think it's like 400 miles full charge, 350, 400, somewhere in there.
How far is it to Denver?
I don't know. We pretty much had to charge once.
How long does it take to charge?
There's like different levels of chargers. Like the free ones are usually slow ass chargers. It takes 6-8 hours, but you can get ultra chargers and fast chargers and super fast chargers and mega ultra fast crazy good chargers, and it'll pop it up to 80%, 20 minutes probably. Beyond 80%, they usually charge a little slower just to kind of preserve the battery. I think the last 20 takes a lot longer than the first 80.
So you can get it back to 80% in 20 minutes?
Yeah, if you find one of those super good chargers. Lots of Walmarts have them. They must have some partnership with Electrify America or something to that effect.
So you take the charger with you?
No, charging stations. Yeah, you pull up and plug in at a charging station.
Or at a Walmart.
At a Walmart. Yeah, out in the parking lot. Yep.
Southwest going to assigned seating. That's kind of big news.
Yeah, back to happier topics. I am all for this. I believe I've complained about open seating in prior episodes, but it stresses me out. I hate it.
I was indifferent, I guess. Wait and see on what it's going to cost. But then I did the early bird on this last trip for 3 people both ways, $200. So maybe I am in favor of it then.
Yeah.
If it's going to cost me $200, I might as well just pick my goddamn seat.
Did you ever see a reason why they're going back? Was it just not well accepted?
Well, they're not doing as well financially, and they've got some I don't know what he's called, venture capitalist guy owns a big chunk of it, and he's known for shaking up corporations and
Sure.
forcing them to do shit. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass here. I don't know a lot of the details, but he can't. There's some sort of poison pill in there, something, so he can't actually take it over. But he is managing to be a pain in their ass.
Influence heavily. Yeah.
But he's not the only reason, though. They're not doing as well. And
it's a tough business right now, and always has been, but the money they'll have to spend just to take out their little 1 through 15 through 30 signs in every airport. It's going to be a lot of signs to take out.
Yeah, maybe they could just leave them for nostalgia's sake.
You say that about those signs. I will say, you talked about the stress that you had with the whole open seating. The most stressful part for me was, do I say something to the person in front of me and ask me what position they're in? Because if they're one spot in front of me, I want to make sure I'm in front of, if I'm supposed to be one spot in front of them, then fuckers better move so I can be, one step
right.
closer to the door.
That's right.
If you paid for it, it kind of pisses you off.
Absolutely.
There was another thing in the news, in the travel news, not the major news, that I read recently. This couple had like A2 and 3, I think.
Nice.
Other guy had, I don't remember if he had A5 or if he was way back there, but he came up there and he stood in front of them and he wouldn't let them by. And then when they call, I don't remember all that. It was so bizarre though. They claim he assaulted them when they called the groups and they tried to start walking up there. He like shoved them back behind them to keep them. And it's really to gain, like, makes no difference. A2 versus A5.
No, zero difference.
It's so bizarre though. People are so insane.
And open seating makes people more insane. It's like a competition.
Going back to those sign things, I remember when they didn't even have sign things.
Ooh,
Like our first couple of Vegas trips, I don't think they had sign things even.
that'd be tough.
You were just supposed to line up in order. Yeah, then you really had to.
You got to talk to other people. Ooh, what's your number? Oh, I'm this. Oh, what's your number? I don't like talking to people. I don't go to an airport to talk to people.
I'm probably wrong on this, but was there a time when they didn't have numbers within the letters? Like you were just A or B?
I don't remember that, I guess.
That I don't know.
That'd be a shit show.
I definitely remember, though, they didn't have the signs where you were just supposed to all get in line and figure it out yourself.
That is just not well thought out. Just putting the signs up had to cost them millions of dollars.
And the signs have changed over the years, too. They used to have the ones on the ground, and I think now they have electronic ones. A lot of them do. And
Oh, sure. We need to see if we can get one of those signs when they rip them out, just to have it.
actually, I think they're going to also offer redeye flights now, Southwest, which they didn't do before.
I saw that in the same announcement, actually. Yeah.
That's kind of interesting to me because I always knew when I booked the 6 a.m. flight that my plane was going to be on time.
Sure. Totally.
Because
that's the start of the day.
Had all night. Right.
Right.
So now maybe it won't be there. Maybe your 6 a.m. flight could get delayed.
Good point. I never thought of that. Maybe it's time to spend a little more and fly a different airline.
They're not that much cheaper.
They're not.
But the companion pass I can get with my credit cards and the points makes them
hard to beat. Yeah.
They have a pretty strong presence in Omaha.
Extremely strong.
And if you really want to go budget, there was another article about a Frontier pilot just got arrested on his plane recently. I don't think they've said yet what it was for.
On the plane?
My guess would have been he's drunk. They took him off the plane in handcuffs, basically. Yeah.
Holy moly.
My first guess, it could be anything, but my first guess would be like he was drunk or something, or had a few drinks, but who knows? Maybe he was smuggling cocaine, or I don't know.
So while we're on the topic of airlines, I have a question for both of you. I don't know if either one of you have done this. Have either one of you flown Spirit?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
They do not have a presence in Omaha.
They do not have a presence in Omaha. I know that. I have flown Spirit. And actually, if you go, and this is just my opinion, if you go into it knowing what you're going to get out of it, not a bad way to fly.
I don't think it's that different. I see it as pretty similar to Frontier, which I have flown several times, and I don't have a problem with Frontier either.
Yeah.
You're right. Frontier doesn't have internet or Wi-Fi or any sort of in-flight entertainment. You got to bring it yourself. And the seats are the thinnest, hardest pieces of shit. But if you know that going in and that it's a cheap ticket, I don't have a problem with it. And if I remember right, though, your Spirit, because you sent me a picture of it, it wasn't a yellow plane, which is completely fucked up.
The one on the way from Denver to Vegas the one time was I think it was a white and blue plane. But then when I flew back, I had a yellow plane.
Question whether you might have needed to be cut off at that point. You might have got.
Oh, shut up!
You probably got it on a United plane.
Probably.
As long as they got you there.
That's exactly right. One of the things we had talked about the other day, Mike, was you were saying that I hadn't discussed much of anything with regard to the casino or dealing or whatever. And it made me think. We had a guy come in the other night about 2 weeks ago, and he was playing a different betting strategy that I had never seen. My floor supervisor called it something like walking the skyline or something like that. But anyway, and this is how he did it on a $10 table, or it would have been a $10 table. Ours was $5, but he used it as though it was a 10. He would bet $50 on the don't pass, and then once a point was established, he would bet 2 units or 10, equivalents of $10 across, everything but the point. Okay. So basically he had about $50 out there as place bets. Does that make sense?
As place bets.
As place bets. So he had 50 on the don't pass. And then once the come out roll came and a point was established, then he would do basically $10 units as place bets on the 5 numbers that weren't the point. So he would have anywhere from $52 to $54 out there on place bets. Okay. Does that make sense?
Huh.
So then if a place number hit, he would immediately press. And I mean, he would like full press. And he just kept doing that because it was almost like as long as he didn't get hammered with a 7 or 11 on the come out roll, then any number that hit, he was going to at least break even. Even if a 7 out came right away, because he had it on the don't pass.
And he put $50 on the don't pass.
Yeah, he had $50 on the don't pass. So like say if a sixer is, so he had $12 on the 6 and 8. If that hit, he would full press, so he'd go up to 20. He'd go up to 24, and then he would, if that hit, then he'd full press again and go up to 48. But he was pressed like super heavy pressing, but it was all with house money because once he got past the come out roll, then basically it was, if he got a 7 out right away, he still got $50 on his don't pass, and if he started hitting numbers, then he's still winning on the other. I don't know.
At any point, did he rake chips?
At some point, you got to start collecting, right?
Yeah.
Well, and he would. So what he would do, or what he would tend to do, is he would get to the 48 on the 6 and 8, and he'd do one collect, and then he'd full press again on those if they hit again.
Okay.
So I mean,
and just kind of every other time yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so he had a lot of money out there.
So he starts off with $100, right? Basically.
Yep.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody mix the don't with place bets.
See, and that was the first time I'd seen it too. And like I said, I don't think I've ever seen somebody press as aggressively as he would. Like, so he would have $10. So he'd have $10 on say the 4 or the 10. It would hit, and so that would pay 18. So he would throw $3 out and buy it for 30. Buy that number for $30. Okay,
sure.
So he went from $10 and then he'd buy it for 30. So then all of a sudden if that hits again, then he's up to 60. He's making $60 on that. I just had never seen anybody aggressively press like he would. Like even on the 5 or 9, he'd immediately go, like, if they hit, which would pay 14, he'd throw $1 out there and press those up to a quarter right off the bat. I think it would be a decent strategy if you had the payroll to withstand. Because what ended up killing him was he had 2 or 3 rolls where he had $50 on the don't pass, and the shooter had a 7 or 11 for about 3 or 4 rolls, and he lost $200 just like that because they weren't getting, he was just getting killed on the come out roll. So I don't know. I just didn't know if anybody had ever seen that.
Interesting. No, definitely not. Might have to test that out.
Did he win money?
For a while he did. When he initially he colored up with like $700 or $800, and I think he bought him for like $3. He came back and ended up giving it all back because, like I said, he had multiple times where he would not survive that come out roll. He'd have $50 on the don't pass and a 7 would roll. Everybody else was happy, and he's losing $50 on each one. And it wouldn't, you've been at a table where somebody's rolled 4 or 5 7s or yos right off the bat. And
sure,
obviously we're pass line players. We're like, that's awesome. He was not happy. So I guess you could hedge it with like
Could you hedge that somehow and bet that?
I was going to say that was the only thing is you could maybe hedge it, like you could hop the reds or something like that and maybe throw out a yo bet. A lot of money out on the table.
What if you went down to $5? So it'd be what, 25 and
25 on the, yeah, you could probably do that and not have as much at risk. I just thought that was interesting.
Sometimes it's fun just to do something different, just to break up.
Right.
Especially if you're losing, just just to do something different.
I don't know. I don't quite get it. I think I'd like to test it a couple times for sure.
Well, that'd be something to do on electronic.
Yeah.
Give it a
See how
shot
you come out.
first.
Yeah.
So did he took every number on the place, or he didn't do the point?
He wouldn't do the point. Not the point.
Why?
Good question. That just was how he ran it.
Wouldn't you want the point too?
I mean, you're kind of betting against the point.
Because if they hit the point, you're losing the don't pass,
You don't
right?
pass. Yeah.
You're right.
But at least then you're getting a little bit of it back on the
Point itself.
place bet. But you're not losing any of your place bets on if they hit the point.
Correct.
I'm going to test this strategy.
Okay, you test it, Jay. You come back and let us know what you think.
It might just be weird enough to work. I was just going to test it in my fancy little craps app.
Or it's your actual craps table.
That's true. It is still set up. I haven't torn it down yet. Still set up in the winery.
So I guess I don't know. Are we on to rapid fire questions? I don't know. Do you have some rapid fire questions, Mike? I know you said you re-evaluated whether you even wanted to call them rapid fire questions.
Do you have some?
I really don't have many. Not any that you're gonna probably think are good. So
What are you doing, Jay?
Testing this strategy.
Well, do you have to do it right now?
Well, it's interesting. Here's the interesting part. If that point hits, you lose the don't, but all your pass lines stay, which I didn't really think about. It is currently not winning me money. Okay, I will test this later.
Okay.
I'm exiting, I promise. One more roll. I 7'd. Okay. Actually, I'm up now, though. Okay.
All right. Let's just get into our...
points to ponder.
Points to ponder.
So as we transition to our newly renamed rapid fire questions to points to ponder, we would like to take a moment to thank a gentleman for a very nice review he gave of our podcast. His call sign is SIGuru21. He did place a very nice review of the podcast, very complimentary, and we just wanted to thank him for that.
He's not in the Air Force. It's not a call sign, Geoff.
True. But we figured we probably didn't want to put his actual name out there over the airwaves. So we just wanted to say thank you.
Twitter
It was very
handle?
kind of you. Twitter handle, whatever it may be.
It's not Top Gun we're talking about here.
Shut up, Maverick.
Okay, Goose.
I'm totally Iceman.
Am I right? Am I right, Jay? It's not a call sign.
Handle is the correct term, yes.
Okay, handle. Sorry.
Not call sign.
Okay,
Not
you're
call
right.
sign.
Call sign is definitely an Air Force pilot.
Or any AV geek. What did you call yourself?
AV geek.
AV geek. AV geek.
AV geek sounds very audio visual.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it very much does.
So since we have points to ponder, I think, Mike, didn't you have some newly refreshed points to ponder?
I did. You can use my call sign, though, of Viper.
Is that really your AV geek? No, would you? AV geek.
AvGeek.
Is that really your call sign?
We don't have call signs.
You should.
They have handles.
Usually my handle on most things, like Twitter, is my last name, first initial.
Gotcha. Do you use CB radios or walkie-talkies or anything when you're AV geeking?
I geek out on my own. There's not really like a geeky world I go to and talk to people.
Gotcha. That makes
I'm a
sense.
solo geek. All right, so best Cirque show.
Oh,
I've only seen one, so it has to be Miss Steer.
You've only seen one? You
Yep.
call yourself a Vegas guy?
I think they're weird.
What do you got, Jay?
show, no doubt.
How many have you seen?
I've seen I've seen Caw. That's all I remember. No, there was another one. It obviously wasn't very good because I don't even remember it.
What have I seen?
I've seen twice, actually.
You've seen you've seen Caw. Have you seen Miss Steer and Love?
I've seen Love like 3 times. I've seen the Michael Jackson one at Mandalay Bay.
Okay, Michael Jackson 1.
I've seen, there used to be one at Orlando at Disney Springs that I saw. I think that's the first one I ever saw, actually. I would accept O as the correct answer, but Love is pretty close.
Okay, I buy it.
Okay. Is Love still running?
No,
No.
that's the one at Mirage.
Shows the Mirage.
Okay.
So I guess if you're saying current shows, it's got to be O.
Yeah.
Yep.
The showmanship in O is pretty unbeatable. I haven't seen Love, but O's pretty good.
But that leads into the worst Vegas show you have seen. I've got two, which violates the rules of this little segment because you're only supposed to have one.
I'll allow it.
Oh,
Caw. Did you say caw, Geoff?
I said I have not seen Caw, but I know you did not like Caw. I can't say I've seen a really bad show.
You got to pick one. Worst show you have seen. Actually, caw wouldn't be my worst because this other one is way worse.
I don't know that I've seen enough shows in Vegas to really be a very good review
Geoff?
on this.
You're hemming and hawing.
Of the shows that I've seen, I probably like Mystere the least.
Okay, there's your answer. Jay?
Boy, I don't know how to answer either. I can't say that any I've seen I would like never go back to.
Oh, I forgot about another one. Pretty shitty too.
All right, lay your shittiness upon us.
No, you're not getting out of this, Jay. I made Geoff answer. It's only fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
List the shows you've seen.
Well, I'm in the same boat. I don't go to a lot of shows. Caw cannot be the worst, but of the ones I've seen, which are limited, it's probably the worst.
Oh, if you've seen Caw, that's probably going to be your worst.
The stage was amazing. We've talked about it.
That was about the only thing that was amazing.
But that's all they had going for them, yeah.
I think it's third worst for me, though. I mean, Caw was bad. I've seen Tape Face.
What the hell is that?
You just have to look it up.
Okay.
I think it was a America's Got Talent thing.
It's in a little theater, and it's one of those, what does 360 say? Audience fuckery.
Oh,
audience fuckery. The audience fuckery factor is very high. So there's a good chance you're going to get pulled on stage. And I spent the whole show worrying I was going to get pulled on stage. Didn't get pulled on stage, but did not like the show. But that's not the worst one I've seen either. I'm trying to think when we went. I'm pretty sure I went with my sister and Adam.
Is there any wonder why we can't call this rapid fire questions?
I was the one who said we can't call it rapid fire questions.
Go ahead. I'm just giving you shit. Go ahead.
Now let's just go to the next one, Geoff.
I want to know your answer. You went with your sister and brother-in-law.
Him smack talking me for talking too much. Shit. It's in Planet Hollywood. I think it's still running. The back of Miracle Mile. I think it's called the V Variety Show. And it felt like a pretty small time production.
Gotcha.
I don't remember much details about what it was, but it was a series of different performances. But it was like a state fair or county fair type thing, it felt like to me, where they just bring one person on after another to do some stupid trick and then they're done and the next person comes on. Didn't feel worthy of Vegas.
It has a 4.5 out of 5 on Google reviews.
No, it sucked, Jay.
I'm just telling you the world's opinion.
I think that's what my sister threw at me when we bought the tickets, was how highly rated it was.
Sure. For the record, it's only 26 reviews, though. That doesn't hardly count.
So the tricks, and like I said, that nothing was that memorable, but the tricks are, you want something to be like, wow, but it never is. Here comes a lady to balance a bunch of plates on her chin. Ooh, that kind of thing. Maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying.
Nah, it looks pretty accurate based on this website.
Since you have it pulled up, does it say what the tricks are? The performers?
No, not specifically. They're pretty vague about it. Magic and high energy specialty acts.
I think there were some that like had to take a couple tries at their tricks.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Seems to be a lot of juggling in the pictures.
And who gets excited about juggling?
Wait, what were we talking about?
You know why it's not rapid fire? Because you're not paying attention.
I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
Can we move on to the next question?
Yep.
Please. I wish I would have seen more shows so I could have crappier ones.
Me too. Best workout exercise.
Rehydrating with water when you're done.
This is easy.
What?
Jay?
I'm an old school push-up guy.
Best workout exercise.
Jay, you've got push-ups.
Bench
Jeff,
press.
you've got bench press.
Mm-hmm.
When have you ever done the bench press?
Well, not for 20 some years, but I haven't worked out for that long either. So,
All right, so bench press that you haven't done in 30 years. What did you say? Treadmill?
Push-ups. Treadmill.
Push-ups. And you are both wrong because it's a trick question. Workouts suck. There's no good workout exercise, obviously.
I don't know that classifies as an answer.
I make the questions, I make the rules.
That's true. That's true.
Greatest entertainer of all time. I did not say Vegas.
Hmm.
Greatest entertainer of all time.
Barry fucking Manilow. I'm just kidding.
So finally a good one.
It's pretty good.
I'm going to throw one out there, and this is going to just going from the purely entertainer aspect. And I don't want to say appreciate, that's not the right word, but the more I learn about the guy, the more I can appreciate his talent and how much energy he put into it. Freddie Mercury was pretty amazing.
Oh, that's who I was going to say.
Was it?
Yes, that was my answer.
For what his talent, his energy, he had his issues for sure, but he was quite the entertainer.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury's my answer also.
I will allow it as the correct answer.
Really?
I didn't really have an answer. I was just going to wait and see what you guys said.
You didn't have an answer on that one? That's a tough question. That is a tough question.
Yeah. Yeah. At least it's in the rock genre.
I figured you were going Chevelle.
I was going to say that, but Jeff would have got all crabby about me bringing up Chevelle again.
No. No, Mike, just a little insight, Jay. Mike and I had a little bit of a jam session on last Friday night. Got to learn some new Chevelle. Chevelle has some pretty solid songs. I would agree with him to a certain extent. I don't quite have the bromance with them that he does, but they are pretty good.
They are good, yes.
It's because you don't listen to the songs I tell you to listen to.
So if I can
Just saying.
If I can name 10 Chevelle songs right now, can I get a hoodie sweatshirt?
Yes. Yes, you can. Go.
Well, I can't. Can I say 5 and get a t-shirt?
Nope. Let's see how many you can get to. Come on.
How many I can get
red.
to? Or the red, obviously. Send the pain below. Safer waters. Take out the gunman. God, what's the one that we were playing the other night that was like one of their first ones? Can't think what the name of it was. That was a fun one.
If I tell you that you can't use it.
No, I don't want you to tell me.
Point number 1.
Okay. Point number 1. Sounds right. See, I can't get there.
You think? You think I got it right?
Oh, I know you're right.
4? Seems like you should have got more than 4. I think Jay could have got 4.
And Jay's like, I don't think I could.
No, I don't think so.
I think he could have because he's probably pulling it up right now. All right. Best Olympic sport.
Summer or winter?
Best Olympic sport.
Curling.
I kind of enjoy the ski jumping. I don't know why I do. I know. Kayaking.
It is fun to watch.
It is.
I'd say back in the day, I liked hockey a lot. I don't know why. Curling's pretty good.
Curling is a good choice, I would say.
Curling's the best.
The women in curling are usually pretty hot.
They are. Beach volleyball beats it, though.
Oh, beach volleyball. I forgot about beach volleyball. That's when Carrie Walsh and who was the gal that she used to play with? They were fantastic to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keep your hands where I can see them, Jeff.
A lot of wrist injuries, and not from the competitors.
My closer, best Girl Scout cookie of all time, existing now or not, doesn't matter.
Thin mint. Frozen thin mint.
I'd like to say something different than thin mint, but I can't.
I can.
Do it.
Tagalongs.
Wait, which one's that?
You probably know them now as resembling peanut butter patties, but they're not the same. Peanut butter patties are a knockoff of tagalongs that have less peanut butter and therefore are shittier.
Okay.
But now it would be peanut butter patties. They used to be called tagalongs.
Gotcha. You know what? I think that is a point to ponder.
Yeah, it's a little Girl Scout trivia for you. For all you youngins, peanut butter patties used to be called tagalongs.
70 calories per cookie. Holy moly.
I can eat a whole box of those in about 5 minutes.
I do like peanut butter cookies for sure. It is just tough to beat the classic Thin Mint. They have to sell more Thin Mints than anything.
There's nothing wrong with Thin Mints, don't get me wrong, but tagalongs are better.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us again tonight, listening to us, putting up with us. You can find us on all of your social media outlets at Stripwalking, or you can visit us at stripwalking.com. You finish her up, Jay. Take us out.
Thank you again for listening. May all your 7 show on the come out roll.
I love a good queso in my mouth.